Now, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I did not like this dude's course at all the first time I took it. Matter of fact, I really didn't like Meet Kevin the first time that I watched his videos. Yo, what's Gucci guys, it's Glasco here, and today we're gonna be talking about two different YouTube courses, Meet Kevin's and STEPHAN's. Now, if you guys don't know this about me, I highly recommend that you get a YouTube course because it can save you so much time, effort, and heartbreak. The only problem is deciding which YouTube course to get. So this video is going to help you decide which one is best for you, and we're starting right now. So I've been doing YouTube on and off for about 2 years now, and if you guys couldn't tell by my subscriber count, it hasn't been going too well, like just being honest. So the first year I tried to do YouTube without any courses, it was a complete flop. Second year, which is this year, I did start to take some courses, and although I haven't seen just humongous results, I have seen some growth, so that is a positive. I've taken courses from like Sunny, Think Media, STEPHAN, Meet Kevin, and they all have a little bit of a different strategy to them. And the truth is they all offer value in some way, shape, or form, so really all of them are worth it. But today in this video specifically, we are gonna be covering STEPHAN's course and Meet Kevin's course. Now you may be sitting there wondering like, Glass, why should I even look at either one of these guys' courses? And I'd answer you this question like this. Look, 3 years ago, both of these guys started less than 3 years ago, and they have already over 1 million subscribers. Both of them have documented on their YouTube channels that they make over $1 million in ad revenue from YouTube alone. I believe Meet Kevin actually made $6 million this year from YouTube. That's also including his ad revenue and some of the courses that he sells and just other ways that he uses the platform. So if I think we're gonna be looking at how to succeed on YouTube by taking somebody's course, I think these two guys would be a great example of how to do that. So that's why we're covering Meet Kevin and STEPHAN. So when it comes down to it, when it really boils down to it, at the end of the day, I think both of these guys are really good to follow, because in a world where we have all these fake gurus selling us these bullshit ass courses, I really do think these two have done it right. They both provide massive amounts of value in their courses, and I think they're well worth the money. Now, if we're talking from a strictly price standpoint, Meet Kevin's course is a little bit more expensive, and I'll get into detail a little bit more about the courses, but I do think they both have their strengths and weaknesses. Now, as far as Graham's course goes, he does a really good job of explaining everything that you really see in these other YouTube tutorial guys, and I'm talking like Nick Nimmin, Catherine Manning, Think Media. He pretty much gives that same information, but I do think he does it a little bit better than them in a little bit more organized way. Graham's course is also very search based, and I think one of the things he does really well is show you how to rank and get your video to rank in search, and he does that a lot better than a lot of people. He also covers the topic of thumbnails and titles. I think he does an all right job of doing that, but it's worth getting some information there. But what I think he does really well is he explains how to write a description, and when I mean a description, this guy's writing the whole damn novel down there, but he explains the theory of it and why he's doing it. All his whole description is very SEO friendly. Every way that he writes it is helping you to rank in search, helping you to rank in Google. So I think he does a better job of talking about the value of descriptions, but also how to write them really better than any course that I've taken. So that's something worth noting. Another thing that I think he does well is he gives you a realistic look on what audiences actually want to see and how to actually talk to your audience to get them to retain and keep up with that watch time. So, you know, he goes into details about how he does that, and I think he does some really interesting things in his videos that keep people watching for a long time. So it's definitely worth checking out the information on that part. Overall, Graham's course really peddles the same type of information that you're gonna find on a lot of free YouTube tutorials. I just think he does a better job of it, and of course it's more detailed and more organized, and it did help me the most out of really all the information I've consumed, especially when it comes to search. But the truth is, and granted, please note this, I may not be following it very well or exactly to the T, but the truth is following this type of information has really not provided that many results for me, guys. Yes, I am up to like 500 to 600 subscribers at this point, so we have seen growth, but I just expected to see so much more growth for all the work I was putting in, because everyone, Nick Nimmin, all these guys, Catherine Manning, STEPHAN, they all have this really big focus on search, and so I thought that's what I needed to learn. I took 2 copywriting courses to learn how to write my titles. You know, I've studied lots of people to learn how to write my descriptions and put the SEO words in my descriptions. And guys, I got the tools like TubeBuddy, and so a lot of my videos have this 100 SEO score, but then they get 100 views when I post them. And so while it does work and while I do see the value in a lot of this stuff, it hasn't provided me the results that I thought I was gonna see. So I am kind of wondering, like, how much does SEO and stuff really play a factor in you getting found in the YouTube search results? So I just want to give that disclaimer, but I may not be following it the right way, but that has been my results, kind of taking these guys' direction so far. Now, on to Meet Kevin's course. Now, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I did not like this dude's course at all the first time I took it. Matter of fact, I really didn't like Meet Kevin the first time that I watched his videos. It seems like we're worlds apart as far as like personality. But what I will say is, at first glance, it seems like a lot of the things he says in this course, they seem to be cliche and they kind of annoy you at first glance. But when you really dive down deeper and just, I don't know what I had to do, absorb the information at a deeper level, it's low-key brilliant. And so I had to go back and take this course a second time to get the true value from it. Now, some negatives about the course is I think it's a little, it's not, let me say this, it's not scattered, but it feels scattered. And here's the reason I think that. It's because if you guys watch Meet Kevin at all, I believe he's just a person that's born to talk. Like, not a lot of us can just get on camera and just flow the way he does. And so I believe he comes up with a video topic in the course, and I believe he just talks about the topic. I don't know if he has like a script or anything, so it just feels like he's talking to you. And while that feels great, it's not always the most, in my opinion, organized or easy to keep up with. So that is a negative. It feels a little bit scattered, but still really good information. And maybe it's just the way his talking style that doesn't resonate with me in that fact. Another negative is I also think that some of the filming and editing techniques that he teaches in the course are kind of half-baked. And guys, let me give this disclaimer. I am very techie. I have a lot of camera equipment. I enjoy watching these things. I enjoy watching Peter McKinnon, DSLR video, things like that. So I'm into this. And so when I was confused by some of the things he was doing in his filming and editing process, you know, it's okay, I can figure it out. But I would imagine that most people that are beginners to YouTube that are taking his course would not understand some of the things that he was talking about from a filming and editing standpoint. And I could see you guys easily getting confused on that part. Now onto the things I like about Meet Kevin's course. I really think he does a magnificent job of really just explaining the algorithm. He kind of demystifies everything. He doesn't make it seem like it's this big algorithmic machine that's out to make sure we don't rank in search and you got to put all these thousands of keywords and everything just to make sure you're showing up in the right place. He really just kind of defines the algorithm as people. And I love that because he keeps it simple, and he says when you provide value to people, you win in the algorithm. And so far, I've seen that to be true. I also think from a strategy standpoint, I think hands down Meet Kevin's course is better. And here's why. In the course, he has really this 3-bucket strategy that is meant to really help you grow your channel. And without revealing all the techniques, what he basically says is you should have a couple of different buckets that you are putting videos out in. And I can't give everything away, but basically he says from a growth standpoint, you should have 2 different buckets. And I won't give you guys exactly what they are because I think you should take the course, but he says from a growth standpoint, you should be doing these 2 type of buckets. And then in that 3rd bucket, you should be doing evergreen videos, ones that are providing real value to people watching it and people that are interested in your niche. But guys, I think from a strategy standpoint, it is by far the best thing that I've seen. It is what has caused me to really double my subscriber count in the last 30 days or so. Another thing I like about his strategies, it really gives you some room to work on your creativity. If you look at a lot of these people's channels, they just keep telling you niche down, niche further, make sure you're specialized, make sure you do all this stuff, only talk about this topic, don't stray away from this topic. And I think Meet Kevin is really the only one that kind of breaks away from that norm. Everyone's telling you to go down this slim vertical, while Meet Kevin is thinking more broad. I think his strategy helps you to attract a broader audience. And as we've seen by evidence of his growth, I think that works. Now, another thing that I liked about Meet Kevin's course is the way he framed things for me. Now, I've heard these things 1,000 different times, but I think the way he said it just really resonated with me, and finally something clicked. See, the difference between him and everyone else is talking about make sure to give value to your viewers, but the truth is value is such a broad term. What does value mean? And so when I thought about the word value when I listened to it from other YouTube gurus, I thought that meant I had to be teaching, I had to be preaching, I had to be doing tutorials, I had to be doing stuff like that. And while all of that stuff is good, sometimes it just makes you feel like, I don't know, like you're one of these gurus and you have to have everything together, you have to know everything before you teach someone something. So sometimes, I don't know, it just feels like I don't want to be teaching, especially if I'm not an expert on that subject. So I think the way Kevin has helped me reframe this whole idea of giving value has really loosened up my creativity and allowed me to create a lot more. Here's what I mean. In the course, Meet Kevin helped me shift my perspective on what value can be. You see, value doesn't have to be the tutorials like I was just saying. Value can simply be you adding your own unique perspective onto a topic. You can add your own opinion onto something that you find interesting. And what's crazy about this is, a majority of the content that I watch, yes, I do watch tutorials, but I don't really bond with those creators. Right? A lot of times I just watch the information and then I move on. So I don't really even like the video. I don't really subscribe to their channels. But I do find myself that 80% of the content I'm watching is really people just giving their opinions on stuff. Even if they aren't necessarily an expert or anything like that, it's just them commenting on stuff that's going on in the world right now or stuff that's important in their niche. And yeah, maybe it's not a tutorial, but it's entertaining. And I find it valuable to see their perspective. And the truth is, people will find your perspective value because you're a unique human being. We're all different in some way, so we all see things a little bit different. And that's the truth. Like, you can provide value in other ways than tutorials and getting up there as a guru and teaching everything. Sometimes just injecting your own perspective onto a situation is value in itself. So like I said, that has really helped me to just stop worrying so much about having to be this perfect expert to help people out. I'm going to give you guys my take and my perspective on things, and a lot of people have and will consider it to be value. Overall, guys, I think both of these courses have their strengths and weaknesses. And guys, Meet Kevin, Graham, if you guys are watching this video, why don't you guys both just combine your courses into one? I think that would be the perfect and ultimate YouTube course. And I would buy it, let me tell you that, because those two together, boom, killer. But if I was stranded on an island with nothing to eat and only one of these YouTube courses would save me and get me back to safety, then I would have to choose Meet Kevin's. I love Graham, I really do. I watch Graham more than I watch Meet Kevin on YouTube. But as far as courses goes, Meet Kevin's was just, it was better. I'm sorry, it was. Within a couple of weeks, I was able to absorb, metabolize, and then reproduce the information that Meet Kevin put out in his course into actual results. And so, like I said, I've been taking a lot of people's courses before, and the results just really haven't been there. And I take a couple things or a couple pieces of advice from Meet Kevin, and boom, my channel instantly doubles in subscribers. My watch time is through the roof. And so just from a practical results standpoint, that's another big reason I just gotta go with Meet Kevin's. But like I said before, and this is the point I really want to drive home, if you're serious about doing this YouTube thing, guys, everyone needs to take a course. You have to take a course. And to tell you the truth, all of their courses, everyone that I mentioned in this video, all of their courses are good and they all have their own strengths and weaknesses. So you'll have to choose which one is best for you. But again, if you're just starting out, if you're a beginner, if you really want to grow your channel, my recommendation is going to be Meet Kevin. Anyway, guys, if you found value in this video, you know what to do. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the sub button, hit the bell, join the gang. Gang, gang. And you know what it is. Until next time, your boy Glass is out. Peace.